Russian troops attacked the city of Kharkiv with 20 attack drones, targeting 8 areas in 4 districts. According to the regional governor Oleg Syniehubov, 4 civilians were injured. The aerial assault damaged residential buildings, businesses and vehicles.
These are chaotic strikes to intimidate and kill people. It is a mere terror.
In the aftermath of the attack, one of the largest fires engulfed part of the Barabashova market, said Syniehubov. At 75 hectares and with more than 15,000 trading spaces, the clothing and children's market is one of the biggest in Europe. The site has been a frequent target of Russian shelling. In March 2022, 7 hectares were set ablaze, killing 1 firefighter and wounding another SES employee in a double-strike Moscow attack, reported CNN at the time. In July of 2022, 3 people were killed and at least 23 wounded when Russian troops shelled Barabashova again, using cluster munitions, according to local police.
This is the second time that my shop was completely destroyed.
1 person was killed and another was wounded in a Russian attack in the south of Ukraine. Russian drones struck Odessa's district overnight. The regional governor reported the destruction of several private homes and other civilian infrastructure. In total, Russian forces launched 136 attack and decoy drones against Ukraine overnight, with 54 being destroyed by Ukrainian defenders. Another 70 were lost in the area. US President Trump greenlit last week's mineral partnership with Ukraine, in part to strengthen his negotiating position with Russia and ensure financial returns for US support to Kyiv. This was stated by the US Secretary of the Treasury, Scott Bessent. Speaking at the Milken Institute Global Conference in Los Angeles, he detailed that the economic partnership was Trump's initiative, with the US president believing it would accomplish multiple goals.
One, it would create more leverage for him with the Russian leadership when it was time to go to them. So the idea was start with Ukraine, sign a deal that shows that there is no daylight between the US and the Ukrainian people. It would be a symbol to Ukrainian people that the US is still there.
Fighters of the Unmanned Systems Forces destroyed a unique Russian shipboard radar station named Zaslon. According to 413th Raid Battalion, this is the first confirmed hit of the system since Russia's full-scale invasion. The Zaslon is capable of detecting targets at a distance of up to 300 kilometers and can simultaneously accompany up to 200 objects. North Korea has sent approximately 15,000 labor migrants to Russia, reported the Wall Street Journal on May 5th, citing South Korean intelligence. In 2024, the number of North Koreans entering Russia increased 12-fold compared to the previous year. Most of these workers, who likely entered the country on student visas, are concentrated in Russia's Far East, added the journalists. They noted that Russia is facing a labor shortage caused by low birth rates, heavy losses in the war against Ukraine, and a significant immigration of citizens. The Ukrainian cross-border Sumy region urges the immediate evacuation of 2 towns amid escalating Russian attacks. This was announced by head of the Sumy regional administration, Zhenia Melnyk, on Facebook on May 5th. According to Melnyk, many people are being forced to leave the communities of Bilopilya and Vorozhba, given the worsening security situation under constant Russian shelling. Those who can are living on their own, while others are signing up for evacuation assistance. As a result of the shelling and drone strikes on both settlements on May 5th, a car repair shop, private houses, and a grain elevator were reportedly damaged. Local authorities stated that the Russian attacks went on all night and morning, adding that tanks, artillery, and guided aerial bombs were striking the outskirts of the region. The United Kingdom is allegedly preparing for a scenario involving a potential Russian attack, The Telegraph wrote on Monday, citing internal sources. According to the outlet, British officials have been asked to update a 20-year-old contingency plan that would put the country on a war footing after threats of attack from the Kremlin. A classified dossier will reportedly set out how the government would respond to a declaration of war, including the Prime Minister and his cabinet retreating to bunkers over 100 kilometers away from London, escape plans on a yacht to protect the royal family, the BBC broadcasting safety announcements, and the stockpiling of food and other resources. The Telegraph understands that an update to this classified so-called Homeland Defence Plan will set out a strategy for the days immediately after a strike on the UK mainland by a hostile foreign state. Polish President Andrzej Duda called on the US President Trump to strengthen economic pressure on the Russian Federation in an effort to halt its ongoing all-out war against Ukraine, reported Politico on Monday. In an interview with Global Reporters Network, Duda expressed his belief that Trump is uniquely positioned to compel Russian leader Putin to engage in peace negotiations. According to Duda, the United States possesses powerful economic tools capable of exerting significant influence over the Kremlin. He emphasized that among global leaders, it is Trump who holds the necessary leverage to pressure Russia into compliance. He further noted that Trump gained a clear understanding of geopolitical reality following his most recent conversations with Putin and now recognizes the available strategies to limit Russia's core interests. Ukraine celebrates the Day of the Infantry of its armed forces on May 6. President Zelensky honored the Ukrainian defenders in a Telegram post, stating that the Ukrainian flag rises wherever they go. The infantry storms, repels, and defends the home soil, noted Zelensky, thanking the brave soldiers for their service. The ground forces commander Mikhailo Drapati also publicly saluted the infantry.
Brothers and sisters in arms, since its dawn, humankind has been waging war, using different weapons and armor. Today, we witness the changes in war. Drones, satellites, high technology. However, they are mere tools. There is one thing that cannot be rewritten or changed in 1,000 years. Victory isn't ordered or won with missiles. Victory is made by the infantry, the ones who endured, who made it, and those who remained. Ukraine stands as long as its infantry stands. Glory to Ukraine!
Ukraine returned 205 of its soldiers from Russian captivity, those who defended the country in the Donetsk, Luhansk, Zaporizhia, Kharkiv, Kherson, Sumy and Kiev regions, as well as defenders of Mariupol. According to the Ukrainian president, they are from almost all types and branches of the armed forces. He stressed that those released were scattered across many Russian regions, imprisoned with a single motive: to abuse and destroy their humanity. Zelensky underlined the role of the United Arab Emirates for its mediation and assistance in the exchange process. This is the 5th exchange this year and the 64th since the beginning of Russia's full-scale invasion, reported the Coordination Headquarters for the Treatment of Prisoners of War. In total, 4,757 Ukrainian citizens have returned home since March 2022.
Слава Україні!